Hi and welcome to the Canceled News. I'm Adam Yenser, and I have more Emmy Awards than the president has impeachments. Now, as I mentioned, I had COVID last week. Thankfully, I'm feeling better now. I only had mild symptoms. The only thing is I still haven't gotten my sense of taste back. I can't taste anything. So tonight for dinner, I'm having Cajun salmon with rum raisin ice cream. I can't taste a thing. Anyway, here's what's in the news. It was a historic week in Washington as for the first time in any American presidency, someone used impeachment as a political stunt twice. Authorities in Florida are trying to figure out who etched the word Trump into a manatee's back. Now, manatees sometimes get marks on their back from great whites, but this was probably done by a regular white. It was revealed that the moth on the masked dancer was Elizabeth Smart, making this the second most shocking time she's shown up somewhere. But that's so weird. Like, the only thing that would have been weirder is if someone had guessed her and been wrong. Like, if someone had been like, oh, I think that's Elizabeth Smart, and then the room got quiet and they took the mask off and they were like, no, it was Mario Lopez, not famous childhood kidnapping victim Elizabeth Smart. Several social media sites and tech companies began a massive attack on free speech this week, censoring numerous conservative accounts and deleting entire platforms that are popular with conservatives. But don't worry, I have a solution. Fellow conservatives, let's start communicating exclusively through the Cameo app. We don't have to use Facebook or Twitter or Parler. Instead, we can just pay Brett Favre, Lunel, and the cast of Even Stevens to deliver secret messages back and forth. It'll be fun. Twitter says it has banned 70,000 accounts that promoted QAnon. Q now has to distribute his conspiracy theories through the new children's show Q's Clues. In a stunning move that has been condemned by the ACLU and numerous world leaders, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube suspended all of President Trump's social media accounts. He's now resorted to sending out messages written on manatees. The Biden team is planning a celebrity-filled inauguration night TV special produced by the same people who did the virtual DNC. Now, there's no word yet whether the producers of the virtual DNC will bring back some of their same bits and celebrity. No, Billy, no, you're not coming back. Nobody's right. It turns out that Jacob Chansley, the man who stormed the Capitol dressed as a Viking, is an unemployed actor who lives with his mom. Ironically, this makes the conspiracy theorist the first confirmed crisis actor. A judge has ordered that Jacob Chansley be given a special diet while in custody because, according to his mom, he gets sick if he doesn't eat organic foods. Now, I only ever heard two things about prison: that you should beat someone up on your first day, and make sure your mom doesn't tell everyone about your sensitive tummy. Chuck Norris clarified that he did not attend the Capitol Hill riot after several protesters posted pictures with a look-alike. Had Chuck Norris been at the Capitol riot, he would have walked off with the Capitol building and left Pelosi's lectern. Two-time Olympic gold medalist swimmer Cleet Keller was identified as one of the Trump supporters who stormed the Capitol. And get this, in order to get the energy to storm the Capitol, an Olympic swimmer first has to consume over 12,000 calories. John Sullivan, an Antifa activist and BLM supporter, has been arrested as an agitator in the Capitol Hill insurrection. Weirdly enough, just days before, PolitiFact rated the claim that he had incited the insurrection as mostly false, and even said he was not Antifa, while openly admitting that he started an anti-fascist insurgent group, had been arrested at previous protests, and repeatedly used the hashtag Antifa. The largest home in the world and the most expensive home in America is on sale in Los Angeles for $350 million. In fact, the only two people in the world who could actually afford this home are this couple from House Hunters, who sell macaroni art and restore old refrigerator magnets. Netflix plans to release one new movie every week in 2021. They really want to make sure you get your money's worth out of your ex-girlfriend's brother's subscription. The new Netflix lineup will include 51 Adam Sandler bombs, followed by Cuties 2, Doubling Down. Man, there's salmon left, but I'm going to have to get some more ice cream soon. The FBI warned that Trump supporters are planning armed protests in all 50 state capitals. Now, this presents a real challenge for the FBI because they first have to figure out, if you were dumb enough to support QAnon, which city would you think is the capital? Now, I sincerely hope this doesn't happen. Trump supporters should not engage in any more violence. They should not go to armed protests. But I do want to put something in perspective here. The study that Michelle Obama and others on the left used to claim that Black Lives Matter is mostly peaceful found that BLM engaged in 220 violent riots. Which means if Trump supporters do go to all 50 state capitals, and if all 50 become violent riots, they will still have to engage in 170 more violent riots to be as peaceful as Black Lives Matter. In the last days of his presidency, Donald Trump traveled to the border and signed a plaque on the 450th mile of border wall. And suspiciously, he had some manatee algae on his fingers. A Sex and the City reboot is coming to HBO Max called And Just Like That. Now, some fans say it will never live up to the original, but let's be honest, those fans are such Mirandas. Disneyland is set to become a massive COVID vaccination site, which means every Disneyland employee is about to get a bunch of emails from people they haven't talked to since high school saying, hey, can you get me a front of the line pass? Yelp will now let you know which businesses are following mask rules and social distancing guidelines. Now, here in California, you can already tell which businesses followed the governor's rules because they're marked out of business. Weis Markets is recalling 11,000 containers of ice cream because they may contain metal pieces. Oh, I thought those were chocolate chips.